Hi everyone, it's Rax. I am normally known as a Diablo 3 player, but a lot of people may be surprised to find out I actually have played Diablo 2 for more hours than Diablo 3, and Diablo 2 is one of my top 3 favorite games of all time, and with it coming out next week, I wanted to put together a video where I'm going to tell you my top 5 hints if you're a brand new player. If you're an experienced player, this video is not going to help you. You're going to know all of these things, but I want to give you some tips and tricks to help you succeed if you're new to Diablo 2, because I want you all to have a lot of fun and enjoy it. So unfortunately, I can't play in the actual Diablo 2 Resurrected with the amazing graphics, but I booted up old school Diablo 2 right now to give you my top 5 tricks if you're brand new on how to dominate this game. Let's get started. So the very first trick that I would tell you that might be a paradigm shift or confusing compared to some other games is your inventory is not for picking up items. Yes, it is literally the way that you pick up items and you store them here, but this is not what you should use it for. What you do whenever you're playing Diablo 2 and starting out is you fill up your inventory with potions. Mana potions, stamina potions. You're going to need these in the beginning because you're going to run out of stamina and then you can't move. And you're going to be like, Rax, why can't I move? Well, it's because you didn't drink a stamina potion and have, infinite stamina. And you can drink a bunch of them to have it for a prolonged period of time. There's also some hints that you can do. So you can hold shift right click to fill up your inventory with mana potions, and then you can take off your belt. Boink. It's going to fill up your inventory. Shift right click and take off your belt, and look, you filled up your entire inventory with potions. Early game, it's potions. Late game, it's charms, which are little things that you keep in your inventory to make you stronger. Unfortunately, in Diablo 2, there's not a lot of room to pick up items, so we're going to have to pick and choose what we actually pick up. But you're going to succeed 1,000 times better if you fill your inventory with potions when you're in town, rather than leaving it all open to pick up items. Leave yourself some area to pick some things up. You're going to need gold, and you should pick up everything early game and sell it. That way you can actually buy potions. But remember, before you leave, you'll see all the top players doing this, especially early game. Fill your inventory up with potions because you're going to need them. My number 4 hint for succeeding in Diablo 2 is to follow a build guide. Rax, that's the most obvious tip ever. That's what you do in every game. No, this is a little bit different. Let me explain why. Diablo 2 is a very, very difficult game, and there are a lot of builds that you might want to make which sound amazing, but they're only amazing late game. Or it could be the opposite. They're only amazing early game. In Diablo 2, you will find monsters that are completely immune to your damage. Completely immune. You're a fireball sorceress. Guess what? Immune to fire. What are you going to do? There are certain builds that dominate for leveling up, and in this game, you can respec. In fact, you can respec multiple times. So you really, really need to have a clear path for how you're going to level up, and then you can change to whatever you want to play. So, of course, the resource I will point you to is Maxroll. There are a bunch of amazing players here that have wrote some amazing guides. For example, the Sorceress leveling guide, which will take you through everything. The introduction, the skill trees, when to respec, why to respec if you're playing in solo and groups, the play styles, the different attributes, assembling the build, everything. It's all right here. You just go to Maxroll, you go to Guides, click on Diablo 2, and then you click Leveling. Leveling, and here's all the different ways that you can level up and dominate. In this game, much more than other games, following a build guide to level up will dramatically help you. It'll make you a lot stronger, and it will hopefully get you out of those situations where you actually hit a wall because you find a monster that you actually cannot kill. The third hint for players brand new to Diablo 2 is focus on the critical stats. So what are those? So if we go to Charcy here in Act 1, She sells this belt right here that has 10% faster hit recovery. Faster hit recovery is so important. It determines how fast after you get hit can you actually control your character again and do something. If you don't have faster hit recovery, you're just going to get endlessly stunned and die. So whenever you get something with faster hit recovery on it, it's extremely important. If you are playing a caster, faster cast rate is huge. If you get enough faster cast rate, you can reach new breakpoints with your skills. It means you can just use them faster. So if you're throwing fireballs, if you throw them way faster, if you hit a new breakpoint, you're going to be dominating. There are other things, like when you're building your stats for your character, generally, the idea is you only put in enough strength to use certain items, which shouldn't be very much. I'm all the way through hell already, and I only have 48 strength, and it's working fine for me so far. And you really want to pump everything into vitality. Again, it's a very tough game. You're going to get hit very hard, and pumping a lot into vitality is very important. Again, in the build guides, it'll tell you exactly what to do. But in general, you put a little bit into strength, and then you just pump it into vitality. It's extremely important. Another one is resistances. If you have very low resistances and you fight the wrong monster, you are either going to get barbecued or electrified or poisoned or chilled to death. Makes a big difference. So, one more time, in summary, faster hit recovery is extremely important, or you're going to get endlessly stunned. Cast rate is extremely good for casters, and attack speed can really be very good for melee. When you're putting in your stat points, make sure to focus on vitality. You need enough strength to wear your stuff. In some cases, you'll put some dex. Usually, in a lot of cases, you don't use energy because there are ways to get around that later to get max mana. We just suffer with low mana. And remember, we drink our potions from our inventory early on. And then you have to focus on your resistances. If you don't have the resistances, you're going to get crushed. Make sure you remember those stats and make sure you prioritize them, not only in the early game, through the entire game. Number 2 on my list, and something that is so important, this is something you absolutely should not skip on any single class, is farm the Countess early on to focus on Runewords. The Countess drops amazing runes. It's the best way for you to get them early on. And going up and killing the Countess can be an incredible source of experience early on. There's a lot of champ packs in there that you can kill. They sometimes can drop you very nice stuff, but we just want the experience. Remember, when you get the experience, you're going to get more vitality. And you're going to level up a couple of times, and having a couple extra points into whatever your main skill is by the time you reach the end of Act 1 and go fight the first boss, Endariel, can actually make a huge difference. So let me show you exactly how to do that. So you need to find the waypoint in in Act 1 for the Black Marsh, and you just go there. Now, normally you just walk around and look for wherever the Countess is. For the purposes of this video, I walked around and found her. And so you just walk on over here. You probably won't have teleport this early, so we'll just walk on over, no problem. Shouldn't bother to fight anything unless you see an elite pack. And here we are. Now, there are 5 floors here, and we want to get to floor 5. Now, there's another very, very important thing to learn here. A lot of maps in Diablo 2 are not random. They follow certain rules or certain logic that you can use to find the exit very quickly. For example, when I walk in to the Countess's area, the logic for where the next floor is always left. Now, what does that mean? I'm standing here, it's an isometric view. I don't know what that could possibly mean, right? Well, what it means is when you walk through the door and you're facing this way, imagine that you were the sorceress. So you're standing here and you're facing this way. You need to be walking to the left in order to find the exit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be walking southeast whenever I can. Okay, so let's just use that and let's just move on forward. Okay, here's an opportunity to go southeast. Oh, look, there's the exit. Get out of my way, little fallen. Have a blizzard. How do you like that? Okay, same way here. Now, this is a perfect example. You need to follow the direction from where the next floor leads, not where it literally faces. So, for example, what I mean by that is when you go through this door, if you go through the door and literally see which way your sorceress is facing, you would think left is this way, right? But that's not what it means. It means when you go through the door, where is your first opportunity to step toward the next map? Well, that's to go this way, right? Now you determine where left is. So actually, we want to go this way, okay? So one more time, just for clarity, when I walk through here, it's not literally which way is my sorceress facing. It's which way would my sorceress be facing if I actually, start to walk into the map. Okay, so that's this way, so I know left is this way. The logic for the Countess is always left. So I'm going to try to go left. Didn't work, okay? I'll go up here, and I'll try to go left. Whoa, terrible rubber band. Hopefully we won't have that on the actual game. And there we go. See, it never fails. So here we go again. I'm walking this way, so this way is left. When you see these champ packs or these champs or berserkers, kill them for XP. It's mega XP. It's not going to do anything for me here because I'm playing on normal when I'm a hell character. Pick up stuff to sell so we can buy potions, and we want to go left. Well, this one's pretty easy, so just going to go this way. Don't have any other ways to go, so that makes it pretty easy. Another elite, hell yeah. Mega XP. Okay? Pick up the stuff, and we go next. So, before I tell you the answer, you tell me. That's the way that we're going. You already know the drill. It's left. So, we're going this way. Any opportunity we have to go this way, we're going to take it. Here we go. Oh, this way. Oh, would you look at that? We magically got the right answer. When you get to level 5, the Countess is just at the back here. Again, I wouldn't waste time killing stuff unless you find an elite, but we have one right here. You can tell because it's a minion. Give me stuff. Dang, never lucky. All right, and then you just walk around here. Okay, they're in my way. Get out of my way. Thank you. The Countess is in here. Give her a blizzard. Boom. Tier and F. Okay? And a yellow ring. Holy cow, I'll take that. Then literally all you would do is leave the game. Get her runes. Make a new game. Send it. Go again. Go here. If you have teleport, you'd obviously use it. Walk around the edge, find her again, and go get some more runes. Now again, why are we doing this? We're doing this because you can make incredible Runewords. Stealth is Tal F. Normal Countess can drop both of these runes. You must do normal Countess over and over and over until you have Tal and F. Then you go over here to Charcy, and you go to armor, and you just look and see, does she have a 2 open socket armor? And the answer is, of course not, because I'm making a video. Why would she have the thing that I need? You want to know what? You can reset her very easily. Just leave, go anywhere, and come back. She's reset. Easy game. Come on back. All right, Charcy. 2 socket armor one time. Here we go. Easy. Boom. And then in that order, Tal and then Eth. If you put the Eth in first, you lost. Another thing that's very important, while we're throwing hints out there, I'll tell you another one. Do you notice how this 2 socket armor has a gray name? Studded leather is gray. Notice the difference between gray and white and blue. If it's blue, if it's a magic item, you cannot make it into a rune word. It does not work. So I needed a 2 socket armor that was not blue. It needs to be white or gray. So this is gray, so it's perfect. Remember, don't put stuff into a blue item or you will not make a rune word. And I don't think I have a towel here, but let's just check. Do I have a towel? Okay, sometimes lucky. I have Taleth. Okay, so let me show you. By the way, you got to put it in the right order. Taleth is stealth. Taleth. Remember what we said in the beginning for the last hint. Remember how we said that there are very important stats like faster cast rate and faster hit recovery? Look at how beautiful this armor is. 25 cast rate, 25 run walk, 25 hit recovery, regenerates your mana. This actually might be, pound for pound, the best rune word in Diablo 2. The absolute best. For how early you can get it, how cheap it is, and how godly it is, this is incredible for every single class, no matter what you play. You must make a stealth right away, keep doing the Countess, keep plowing it, and have a focus on the rune words. So, if we look here, first of all, I want to show you something here. Let me find it. Map reading. Remember how I told you, always go left in the Countess? Teo wrote this beautiful resource that teaches you about left, right, and straight. That thing that I just illustrated for you. Okay? And it's teaching you, I think it's even teaching you in the Countess. That's beautiful. Here it has all the logic for every single zone. I mean, how beautiful is this? When you can learn to read this properly and you start to memorize it, you don't have to memorize it for the whole game, but when you memorize it for your favorite farming spots, you're going to be able to farm so much faster. All right? And another thing is, real quick, while I've got you here, let me show you again. Go back to leveling. Let's go to the Sorceress guide. I want to show you how many amazing rune words you can make. It's not just stealth. Okay, here's stealth. It's used everywhere. You can make spirit. Talthol or M is not expensive. 2 to all skill levels. Faster cast rate, faster hit recovery. 112 to mana. Oh my god. This is so amazing. You can make an Ancient's Pledge like instantly when you get to Act 5. Because you can have the socket quest, and then it gives you Ral Ort Tal. You can make this instantly, and then you can make a lore. Things like that. Every single class has their own thing. If you have these versus not having them, I cannot explain to you how much of a power boost this is. Do not underestimate how valuable it is to farm the Countess and to focus on these rune words in this guide. It's critical. And the #1 hint for playing Diablo 2 for new players, and I would say the #1 hint by a huge margin, is start with a Sorceress. No matter what you want to play. If you want to play a Druid, an Assassin, whatever. No matter what you want to play, start with a Sorceress. And I'm going to show you why very, very simply. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so I got my little Sorceress here. Let me show you how every class except a Sorceress moves. Okay, watch closely. Are you seeing this? This is how every class moves. Did you see that? They walk. Now let's look at how a Sorceress moves. Oh, I just jumped over that lake. No problem. Lake, I don't give a shit. I just jump right over it. Look. I cannot tell you how overpowered teleport is in this game. I could sit here for an hour explaining it to you, but you get it at a very low level. And by the way, my gear sucks on the Sorceress. I just made her. I just cleared hell. She's essentially like a naked Sorceress. But when you start to get some of the gear, and you get the Insight rune word, which will essentially give you infinite mana, your ability to move through the game is so superior to every other class that you're really doing yourself a disservice if you don't start as a Sorceress. So what you do is you make a Sorceress, get through the game, and the Sorceress dominates for farming. In this game, you can farm the bosses like Mephisto and Andariel. There's a lot of other places that you can farm when you get into Hell difficulty. And you can find stuff for any class, even though you're playing a Sorceress. You really want to play a Javazon, and you really want to find, godly gear for your Amazon, the best way to do it is to start with a sorceress, farm, get some of the stuff for them, and then make your Amazon. That's the number one hint I could give you, is no matter what you want to play, start with a sorceress. Now, if that wasn't enough, let me show you something else. These are the Maxroll tier lists written by some of the best Diablo 2 players out there. They rank the overall tier list, and they have the Andariel and Mephisto farming tier list. Tier lists for everything, right? Well, let's look at the overall tier list. Let's see what they think is the best build in the game. Oh, look, it's the Blizzard Sorceress. Oh, look, they have like 2 of the best builds in the game. Okay, well, if we go back, let's go to the farming tier list. What about this? Oh, it's the best, and it's by itself an S tier. Look, and then A tier, it's all Sorceress. It's all Sorceress. A lot of the other builds do dominate. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of other godly specs for a lot of the other classes, of course. But the Sorceress does incredible with teleport with absolutely no gear. The best thing you could do, start with a Sorceress, get through the game, start farming some wealth, see what drops. Maybe you're not sure what class you want to play. Fine. Play your Sorceress, see what drops. Maybe you get Titan's Revenge, the javelins for Amazon. You're like, okay, well, that's it. I'm making an Amazon. Maybe you get a godly weapon and you're going to make a godly sword and you're going to make a barbarian. If you don't know what to play, or if you're on the fence, let me help you. Start with Sorceress. If you don't have a Sorceress, if you don't have teleport, you're going to need a box of Kleenex to dry your tears from crying when you have to walk everywhere. So that is the number one hint I can give you playing Diablo 2. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Just a nice, short and sweet video for one of my favorite games of all time. There are so many other hints. There's so many other things I could teach you about Diablo 2. But, part of it is just to have fun and experience it for yourself. I will be streaming it, of course. I will be blasting it. So if you guys ever have any questions, go ahead and pop on, and I'd be happy to help you. But I really hope that you guys enjoy this game. Remember, fill up your inventory with potions in the early game. Believe me, you're going to need them. Sell a couple of things, fill it up with potions. Make sure that you follow a build guide. If you make your own random willy-nilly build, it's going to be very, very hard for you to clear the game. At least start with a build guide the first time, and then if you want to experiment and try whatever you want, go for it. Focus on the critical stats. You need faster hit recovery. You need resistances. You need to pour your stats into vitality. You need enough strength to wear your gear. Things like that. Farm the Countess. You must farm a Tal Eth and make a stealth. You saw me make one. It was very easy. You can do it quite easily. Kill the champ packs. You're going to get some extra XP. And when you get a little bit further in the game, those extra levels are going to really help you. They're going to help you make all these beautiful Runewords, and you're going to be dominating. And the final hint is, if you don't know what to start with first, or even if you do know what to start with first, consider starting Sorceress first. They can teleport. That's the only reason that you need. You might see, well, wait, Rax, these other classes can teleport. I just need an Enigma. An Enigma costs Jaw, Ith, and Bear. Jaw and Bear are high runes. They are so hard to find. They will take you so long to get an Enigma. You might already be burnt out by the game, and you might never make one. If I can make a suggestion, start with a Sorceress. You got teleport. Teleport to Mephisto, kill him instantly. Kill him 100 times, you will find some good loot, and then you're going to be rich. And then you'll be like, aha, I'm rich. Now I'll make whatever I want. I hope you guys have an amazing time with this game. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it. If you have any questions, stop by the stream anytime. I'd be happy to answer them. And I can't wait to blast this amazing game. See ya.